Okay, guys, we are back again in our channel, and as usual, as I just said, as I had already said, as I yesterday mentioned, जैसे कि कल मैंने मेंशन किया था आप लोगों को कि मैं एक नया नोवेल पढ़ने वाला हूँ, ठीक है, जिसका नाम मैंने कल ही बताया था, अ टॉर्चर्ड हर्ट। मतलब एक कोई व्यक्ति हो जो बहुत ज़्यादा सताया गया है, ठीक है, उसके बारे में एक कहानी है, नोवेल है। तो आज हम इसको स्टार्ट करेंगे। इसके बहुत से लेसन्स हैं, पहले मैं बताता हूँ, बहुत लंबा चलने वाला है ये। 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 13 and 40 चैप्टर्स हैं इसके। अब तक टिल नाउ 40 चैप्टर्स हैं इसके, और अभी हम चैप्टर 1 पे हैं। और चैप्टर 1 से भी पहले एक हाय प्लीज़ रीड सो योर नॉट कन्फ्यूज्ड करके एक प्रीव्यू चैप्टर है, ताकि हम उस स्टोरी के बारे में थोड़ा सा और ज़्यादा प्रीव्यू ले सकें, बहुत ज़्यादा इन डेप्थ में पढ़ सकें। और इस पर्टिकुलर नोवेल को मैक्स टू मैक्स 12.2K पर्सनस पढ़ चुके हैं। 73 पर्सनस ने इसको स्टार दिया है एंड 20 पर्सनस इस पर कमेंट्स कर चुके हैं पहले से। तो हम बहुत फेमस में भी नोवेल पढ़ने जा रहे हैं अभी। फिर से मैं नाम रिपीट कर देता हूँ, नोवेल का नाम है टॉर्चर्ड हार्ट, मतलब जो दिल सताया गया हो, जो व्यक्ति सताया गया हो। सो चैप्टर का नाम है, फर्स्ट जो चैप्टर प्रीवियस चैप्टर उसका नाम है हाय प्लीज रीड सो यू नॉट कन्फ्यूज्ड। मतलब लेखक हमें समझाना चाहता है कि भाई इसको पहले पढ़ लेना ताकि तुम बाद में कन्फ्यूज ना हो, ठीक है, मत नहीं हो ना ऐसा करके। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर choosing to read my book. This book is different to anything I have ever written before. The nervous, the nerves at are high, but uh, क्या यार, क्या इंग्लिश है मेरी, छी। But I'm super excited to be sharing this with you. I'm all here to feedback as long as it nice and understanding. I'm from Australia. Oh, the writer is from Australia. So there are some things I'm not certain on. So feel free to correct me, but nicely, OFC, of course. Make sure you read the first chapter to understand more of what Octavia went through. It is important. Means Octavia is our main lead, okay, the writer of what about sharing, okay. So the writer itself requesting us to read the first chapter so that we can understand Octavia more, okay. So what writer seriously wants from us, no, it's fine from here because I'm like some yellowish type. So as well as that, if you have any idea on what could happen in this story, I would love to hear. As I'm writing this introduction, it's still an ongoing story and I haven't finished writing it. So I'd love to hear what you guys want to happen in this story. Double X. Last one for me. This story continue a lot of information, contains a lot of information, and contains no physical and emotional abuse, as well as talking about self-harm and suicide. So please, if you don't feel ready, or if any of those things are a sensitive topic for you, I would suggest not to read this story. Means the, what do you say, writer itself warning you if you feel something like you might get offended, or something like you can't handle some topics like suicide, or might be some words that like some harassment types of word, so you must to quit that particular what do you say novel right here right now. So going after updated message, so to pop up in a little update quickly for all new readers of this book. I think the first 20 or so chapters I started writing about our a year ago, and I had a little break from writing in the book and worked on myself and my writing. So once you read up the 20 plus chapters, my writing changes a little bit, but I'll also think I get so much better. So this is what writer is explaining us, because we like the particular novel is at its 40th page, so might be like a 40 chapter. Okay, so it is might be somehow completed, so we are continuing it. I am so excited for all these new readers of my book. Thank you again. My messages are always open in anyone needs. The best way to connect me is either through Wattpad or my TikTok, which is at the rate tortured heart. That's all from me. Happy reading, cutes, cuties X. Uh, so we completed our preview of that particular chapter, sorry, that particular novel, and we are moving to our chapter number 1. Okay, let me fix my balls so that I can read perfectly. Now, moving forward and continuing to our first chapter of the novel Tortured Heart. So, chapter 1. Okay, we are on the chapter 1. Okay, it might be scary, so I'm also warning if anyone have sensitive topics not to be discussed, or not to be here, so please skip whenever you feel that you want to fit that particular environment. Oh, okay, if you were to take one look at Octavius Picker Pickrick Percy, sorry, Octavia Percy, sorry for my English. You don't think she had. Oh, Octavia is a girl. She had an easy life and a beautiful childhood, but that would be felt out bullshit. In fact, it was quite the opposite. Octavia Princess is a 19-year-old girl whose life was flipped on upside down as soon as she took her first breath. Oh my god! Like writer is warning from its first paragraph to not to read if you think that you can't survive the thing that is coming in. Okay, so I'm just warning all of you, don't blame me anyone. Okay. Okay, uh, whose life was flipped upside down as soon as she took her first breath. Her parents thought they were ready to look after a child, after and love a child, but without a doubt they regret having Octavia, and they make that pretty clear. Octavia's mother, there is not much to say about her. She didn't really have an opinion or a thought process or even a personality. She was just short for here, short for there. I don't know how she might be expressing Octavia's mother, but moving further, as for her father, he was an asshole. As I previously said, please, please, please don't watch my lives and don't connect to me if you feel any type of what do you say sensitive word to be hit you or might be uncomfortable you. Okay, so please do that particular as I say. Plain and simple, but there was so much involved with him. He mentally and physically abused Octavia her whole life. Okay. Even ever since she could remember, all she ever saw was the basement she lived in. Okay. She never left that awful basement. Like, might be writer wants to say that Octavia is a girl who is being kidnapped or been forced to live in basement by their by the family, or might be by their father and mother, or might be their parents. Now moving forward, she was changed. She was chained up to the pole of the pit fire pit, okay, for most of the time. Okay, like, it's insane. That's where everything happened. The abuse, physical and mental abuse, was normal for Octavia. When she was younger, she didn't understand that it wasn't right for them to be treating her like this, keeping her locked up her whole life, particularly changed to the room. Like, they always from their they always chained the Octavia in a bathroom. Sorry, basement. What do I miss? Okay. As she grew older, she knew it wasn't right what they were doing, but with it being so constant and happening every day, she multiplied time a day, even multiple time a day. She thought it was normal, and it just what every child goes through. Might be some uh, physical sexual harassment, might be with Octavia, might be their parents doing. The physical abuse that Octavia endures was tro- torturous. Like, she was kept in the basement her whole life. Her father would always come down at around 7 at night, and he would punch her, kick her, spit on her, whatever whatever he felt like doing. He did it usually to point where she passed out. Oh my god. Like, it's somehow give me a scar. Octavia never knew if she was doing something wrong or wrong for this to happen. But she wasn't strong enough to fight back. She was barely fed, mainly bland food that isn't even worth listing. Okay, bland food. Was she knew she was underweight. She felt undernourished every day. She learned very quickly to not fight back when her father came down at 7. It always led to double the abuse for the next couple of days. Okay. It's like he found pleasure in hunting and seeing the pain in her eyes, seeing the life sucked from her body as she passed out each night. Octavia grew up to accept the abuse until one day, Arthur. That's story is too harsh. Author notes here what author wants to tell us. Hi, love lies. I know the first chapter is really short, but I wanted to end it like that. But from now on, they will be long and hopefully great to read. Okay, who is here from TikTok? Who would be great to see how many people took time to come from TikTok to my books. It means a lot, Triplex. If you don't follow me, TikTok, follow me on TikTok and you would like to, you my username is at the tortured.hurt. Excited for the next chapter. I knew I am more than three. A. Now we are moving again to the chapter 2. As writer always already not always already told us that chapter 1 is too short in comparison to chapter 2, and the further chapters are coming. We'll find you a home, Miss Miss Percy. Miss Percy, I promise. The sweet lady with a clipboard and pen tries to reassure me as I sit there in the grey Montono room with a white table and black chair on either side, used by both of us. I simply nod in response, my mind still blank with no thoughts going through my head about what occurred in the last 4 hours. Do you have any family or relatives that you know that would be able to help in this situation? The lady asked again, her eyes pleading with the hope that I have an answer other than just a nod. But that wasn't the case. I wasn't told anything about my extended family. Means she was so, what do you say? Like, mm, the term we used in our COVID, like quarantined. The perfect word is quarantined. Like the girl, the what do you say? The name of the girl is Octavia, is so quarantined that she even didn't know their family or their relatives, and they are like what do you say, uh, like more of whatever they had. So moving or continuing to the next, pleading, I wasn't told anything about my extended family. Yeah, what she really mean? I mean, hell, I wasn't told anything. I shake my head very lightly. I could hear a slight empathetic shine from the lady in front of me. My head hurts and my hair is in knots. I look down at my hand as I'm feeding, as I'm fiddling. I'm fiddling with some paper that was in my pocket. Blood, my blood, their blood, all over my hand. I couldn't stop staring. The lady must notice my eyes glued to the blood covering my hand. She leans forward on the table. The lady must notice my eyes glued to the blood covering my hand. Okay. She leans forward on the table. Come with me and we can get you cleaned up. How does that sound? She asked me, like I really had a choice anyway. So I simply smiled. She used her hands on the table to help her up, and I follow her out the door. Okay. She gestured for me to sit in the waiting area of the police station. Thankfully, the only people here were police officers. But as I sat there, I watched them walk by, shooting me look for sorrow and empathy. Okay, might be somehow their parents like The girl's parents, Olivia, Olivia's parents, might caught by somehow as they tortured the Olivia. That's why. So, continuing to the chapter, which had me confused. Do they all know about what happened? My thoughts were quickly disagreed, dis disregarded, like disignored, like ignored. No, like disagreement. As I hear a deep voice distract me, Miss Posse, please come with me. Um, a man came out from the hallway and looked at me. He had no expression on his face and was built well. His broad shoulders were covered by a white collar shirt and a black lean vest with suit pants. I stand up slowly with caution but follow him down the of the police station. Hallway of the police station. We reached at the end, and there was a door that the man opened and gestured for me to go first. It led me outside of the building and facing a black car parked with parked with the engine still going. Okay, somebody must be by the wheel, but I couldn't tell because of the tint on the windows. I look back at the man confused, hoping he can explain what is happening. But he shut the door behind him, walks past me, and opened the door to the back seat of the car. Okay. Your bags are already packed, Miss Posse. Please enter the vehicle. I look at him with confusion once more, but his facial expression stays the same. I think to myself, I really shouldn't hope into a random black car, but then again, what am I to miss? I have to go nothing here. No family, no friends. No one will come looking and no one will know. So I hope in. But as the man was about to shut the door, I see the door from the police station open rather quickly and I see the lady I was in the room with before hitting me with a worried and confused face. Hitting me. Okay. The car door shuts and the window were completely black. I couldn't see a thing from this inside. Worry was placed in my head as soon as I saw the lady with a confused but worried face on her. What have I done? The car ride was long. I wouldn't be able to guess how long it took, especially with windows you can't actually see out of. But if I did have to guess, I would say a good couple of hours. But as I hear the car come to a stop, my heart sinks and my guts starts to feel sick. The driver pulls the handbrake and turns the key and pulls them out. He and the scary man open their doors and get out. The driver already left before the scary man could open my door. My eyes slowly adjust to change in brightness as the sun beats down on me. I step out, my shoes touching the loose gravels beneath me as I stand up, my hands covering the sun from my eyes so I could try and visualize where I am. Okay, but nothing. The, the place didn't look one bit familiar. Like The goal is in different place, and we can say might be in different situation. I was surrounded by old buildings, all connected with each other, with towers coming out of them, with towers coming out of them, and spiraling staircase. Okay, I looked to be standing in a squad courtyard, square courtyard. Okay, as I stand there, admiring the buildings and the beautiful built structure, I didn't notice the stairs and glance that was stalking me. Way until the whisper started to get louder. My eyebrows scrunched, scrunched up with confusion as I stand there. Then I remember I am covered in blood. Okay, great. The scary man couldn't have just waited until I was all cleaned up. First, back at the police station. Okay, an officer will help you with your bags. Please follow me to the headmaster's office. The man spoke, looking down at me. I simply nod, like just nod. I said, okay, not ready to speak anyone, and so I follow him. And this is the end of our chapter 2 also. And in this story we somehow know and understand that the Olivia is in big trouble back then, and somehow policemen rescue him or rescue her, and they might be try to give him a shelter in some what do you say, place where like orphan age, like orphan homes or something like areas. Okay, or free schools or government schools might be, or might be something. So we are continuing to our chapter 3. As my steps, so the starting of chapter 3, first line. As my steps on the loose gravels, my thoughts were all over the shop. So many questions. I wasn't used to the sudden attention I was receiving. I have been isolated and kept hidden in my parents' basements my whole life, with no social interaction, no fresh air, and especially no eye on me for a very long time. And I didn't like it. Okay, we can feel how a person really feels when they suddenly get attraction or attention when they've been be tortured in the past. Okay, so we can relate that particular. What was left on my very little confidence was shrinking with every glance and wavering look shots my way. I keep my head down as I continue to follow the man in the direction. He was walking until we reached two large doors. Okay. He opened both of them and gestured to me that we had made it to the head office. Okay. Mr. Porsche, how lovely to finally meet you. A man in his early 40s, okay, with clearly dead gray hair, stand up with open arms and a large smile spread across his face. I shuddered with a response. You too, I questioned with confusion, a very little sound coming out of my mouth. The room just radiated money and a lot of it. The smell in there was strong. Smelled like rich colongo, cologan, sorry, that was cologan. A massive painting of the ocean behind his chair, formed by large gold bars. His desk had paper work spread across it, some pens lying around, as well as his name tag at the front. Okay, as usual, we are seeing all this in government's office or all around in the offices. Mr. With locker, it said, please take a seat. He mentioned He motions for me to grab the chair facing in front of his desk as he sit down as well. I step forward and take a seat opposite, opposite him. His smile doesn't leave his face. How are you? He spoke softly, a change in his voice and face as his smile drops relevance, revealing a rather empathetic look. Pathetic. Like he knows the answer to his stupid question already. I surged my shoulder, unable to answer. I had been lying if I said I was perfectly fine, but I can't be bothered speaking any more than three words right now. I'm good, I say. He leans back in his seat like he was completing what to say, but contemplating what to say. But then he changes the subject. I think he realized he wasn't going to get much out of me today. I want to welcome you to my gorgeous academy. He paused with a genuine smile. Okay, Northview Academy of Fine Arts. He spoke proudly, with his chest up and a confident voice. I wasn't sure how to react. I mean, I just left my basement just over 24 hours ago. My mind isn't exactly ready for surprises. I have no idea what's going on. So I sort of just sit there and smile as my responses. He, take, he takes a deep breath. I think he understood my situation and figured I won't know anything about this place. My name is Mr. Wicklor. I am the headmaster here at Northview Academy. He stands up from his chair and look out the windows, which from I can see overlooks a big grass area filled with many students. We are happy to finally hear sorry we are happy to finally have you at Northview, and we hope that you enjoy it here. He looks at me when he finished his sentence. Finally, why does he say finally? Once again I smile and slightly nod my head. I suppose it's been a bit of a whirlwind 24 hours. I'll be someone down to show you to your room and which house you're a part of. He spoke, not realizing I was confused. My eyebrows scrunched up as I tried to process what he meant. Oh, sorry, I should explain. Here a north view. The students are spelled into four houses: Baliang, Marnock, Riverside, and Barina. From my file, I have I I have of you. I have placed you into Marnock. I think you will fight right in there. As he finished, the door was knocked on from the outside. Come in. The girl was strawberry. The girl was strawberry, blonde hair, and a confident diminution walk in a small smile on her face as she spots me sitting there. You wanted to see Mr. Whitlock? She questioned, standing meter at a standing a meter besides my chair. Okay. Would you please show Miss Posse to the Marnock common room and as well as where she will be staying? Sure, can. Which room will she be staying in? She asked, glancing over at me with a warm smile. 37th, with you and the other two ladies. She looks at me. Somehow, her smile got even bigger than before. She points her head in the direction of the door as she starts walking that way. I stand up and smile awkwardly at Mr. Wickler. I don't like I'm totally confused. I'm totally confused in a manner. If that particular novel is about tortured and broken heart, or what do you say, tortured heart, the girl is already been tortured and is now going in what do you say, uh, like hostels somewhere. Okay. And she is being treated well. So like is he is the writer only going to tell the story of the past, or he is going to say that particular, or might the more things to be happen in future? Like it gave me a little bit of confusion, but I try to be stay calm and be patient so that we can complete the whole story, as well as we must to continue our topics. Now, coming back to our topics, continuing to, but I just want to take a sip of water, a hot water. Mm. She looks at me. Somehow her smile got even bigger than before. She points her head in the direction of the door as she starts walking that way. I stand up and smile awkwardly at Mr. Whitlocker. Whitlock. Maybe Whitlock is the name. Whitlock. Mr. Whitlock. Come see me tomorrow morning. We'll have to go through some stuff. He spoke. Once again, I just nod and make my way out of the money filled room. Okay. I am Matilda. Oh, the name is might be like familiar. I'm Matilda, but you can call me Tilly. She pops out her hand to shake as I step out of the room. We're now in the hallways. We're now in the hallways with glasses windows showing the courtyard where I was dropped off earlier. I shake her hand. Octavia. I keep it short and sweet. I'm saying Olivia. It's Octavia. I must to know the name of the main lead. Octavia is the main lead. I must to know that particular. Chat, please do for me. Do it for me. I keep it short and sweet. No surprise. She smiles. Does this girl ever not smile? Follow me. I'll take you to your room, but I'll give you a proper tour tomorrow for a training facility and all the classrooms here. Ex- Excitement showed in her voice as we make our way across the courtyard. You're going to love Marnock. We are easily the best house within the academy. Plus, we have the hottest guy for sure. Okay. She say, peeping side eyes at me for my responses. I let out a chuckles as I found her fun fun, and vibrant. Nothing I was just used to. But as for the hottest guy part, I mean, I really want to know the only guy. I really wouldn't know the only guy I ever saw in my life was my dad. And he was an asshole and ugly, so I think anyone is better than him right now. My god. I suppose you were really tired. She paused, looking over at me for a second as we continue walking. Does she know what I have been through? Does everyone? I don't want anyone to find out. I'd rather keep it to myself. I don't want to be seen as weak. I hate it. I have had enough of being weak, you know, from all the travelings. She continues, putting my mind at rest. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm very tired. I agree with her. So she doesn't think it for me being locked in my basement my whole life, and suddenly I am now at an academy full of rich peoples I don't know anything about. That's okay. You can get you can get some much needed sleep very soon. She says as she bend down a little bit and places her thumb on thing's little screen. It's it scan her fingerprint and a little green light pops up, allowing her to open the door and enter to what I'm guessing is the Marnock common room. Once again, we met our author. Author notes. I have got another question that is quite important. Where is everyone from? I'm trying to decide when the best day or time to post and would love to learn where everyone is from. As you know, I'm from Australia. Definitely keep communicating and praising the little start at the bottom of every chapter. It's help it helps my story a lot and recognize me for my writings. Thank you so much for all the supports already. See you in the next chapter. Triplex, Deluxe. And we are good going at our chapter 4. With this speed, I think we can get our chapter easily. As Matilda opened the door, my heart sunk in my chest, waiting to see what was inside, knowing I could hear all the people in there already. It sounded buzzy, 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 buzzy. So where we was, I was right. It was filled with people. I'd say filled, but I have only ever seen my life, and my father is in a room. So, five people in a room would feel crowded to me. My God, just five people in a room. As you walk in, the first room is a very large, what looks to be a lounge area. Lots of couches, and there is even a fireplace, okay, and a massive TV. There are a few farmed pictures up on the wall, and even a massive chandelier above us, providing the only light, which was quite dull and not very bright. There was a clear theme with a color red. The the cushion on the couch were different shades of red. Even the tablecloths of the large table is red as well. I have never seen anything like this. I was stunned. That was until I realized everyone stopped there chatting and scolding and were staring at me. Oh, and did I mention I'm still fucking wearing the blood soaked filled clothes. Thankfully, the blood has faded a little bit, so it's not as noticeable. But with everyone staring for so long, I'm sure that put two and two together and realizes it was blood. My eyes are dating, darting around the room, meeting so many eyes, Okay, continue on everyone. Jesus. Matilda spoke, bursting off. Everyone, she looked at you and jokingly rolled her eyes. Thanks, thanking nothing for it, thinking nothing for it, of it. समय होते होते मेरा इंग्लिश का भी समय हो जाता है भाई, सोने का मन कर रहा है मेरा तो। मेरे को लग ही रहता है 11-14 हो गया होगा। So we can stop at chapter 4. No, no, we must to complete our chapter 4. We must to complete at least chapter 4. We must to complete our chapter 4. Okay. Mm, Dull and not very bright. We have concluded that particular table. Eyes completed, nothing of it. So, this is the common area of Marnock, your house, the lower level or ground level is where everyone can hang out. She spoke as she started walking towards the next room, walking past people sitting on the couch and playing cards on the round table. That room is obviously just the lounge room. Then here's the kitchen. The food is for everyone. It gets restocked, restocked. Like like every time is in stock every week. So don't be shy to eat whatever you feel like. She continued speaking as she opened up the fridge and showing everything in there. Pretty sure my eyes lit up with all the foods in there. Also, I'm sure I haven't seen any of that food before, so I didn't really know how to react. I seen someone was making pasta using the stove as we walk by her and head into another room. And this is like the reading our quotes area. She spoke, not seeming as interested or as excited as she shows me, but I get a good vibe from this room. It was obviously quiet and only a few people were in here. They had once again a free couch plus other seats around the room, but all the walls were just shelves of books from the ground to the ceiling. I have always wanted to read no more. I have I've always wanted to read more. I've only got one book in the basement. Read it all within one day. Okay. And then my father burned it. Good memories. Not. I don't give much to each introduction to the rooms. I usually smile and slowly nod as I looked around. Simon, I'll show you our room. Matilda said quickly, walking out the room. I followed her as we go up the stairs that was connected to the quiet room. Like what I saw outside. It was a springing staircase. We we reached the top of the second floor second level was purely just for the rooms that the students sleep in. It was like a massive hallway to the left of the stairs and a hallway to the right. Left side is the girls room and the right side is for the boys. She says, walking to her left, and we walk around about 5 rooms down, and I see number 37 on the door in gold. She opens the door and let me walk in first. So I do. The rooms was square shaped and rather big, a double bed in each corner of the room. I noticed two other girls sitting on what I presume is their own bed. They look up at me as I am admiring the room. There, there's a circular table in the middle of the room, filled with anything and everything. My thoughts were distracted by, by Matilda. Octavia, meet Franklin, Frank, Frankie, and Adira. Franklin and Adira, meet your name, met your new roommate, Octavia. She introduced us. Okay, the two girls' names were Frankie and Adira. 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 They hope us from their bed and walk over. Frankia had gorgeous blonde hair that was about shoulder length, brown eyes, as well as a natural glow in her skin. She hugged me tightly. Well, that was awkward and uncomfortable. Not her, but just me. She was lovely, but I certainly wasn't used to it. Adria didn't give me a hug, but she just gave me a wave and smile. She had brown box breads with gold space throughout and embroidery green eyes. Hmm. What was with everyone here being so good damn hot? I know probably uh, weird thoughts to have Octavia, especially in these circumstances, but whatever. Lovely to meet you. You lucky to be in a room with us. Franklin spoke with a laugher, flower her sentence. I let out a chuckle once again. My social skill weren't the best. We were just about to go see the group. You should come. Adiria nodded as she spoke. But maybe get changed out of those clothes. She laughed as well, looking me up and down. Well, I think it's a great idea. You all be able to meet our little group. But I agree with Adaria. You should pop something else on. Your suitcase should be under your bed. She points over to my new bed. I spot the suitcase that I never had under my bed. I smile to the girls and walk over and put the suitcase out. My corner of the room had my bed and a massive wardrobe which was officially empty and needed to be filled soon. I left it up on my bed and unzip it all the way and flip it open to see basically nothing. There was about three tops, all floral and bright, and a pair of trackies. You're joking, right? Matilda notices and rushes over. She peers into the suitcase. She picks up a flowery bottom up top. She shakes her head. Did you not pick anything else? She asked, not realizing that my bag were packed when I was at the police station. I didn't pack my bag. The security guard person thing did. I bluttered out with my eyebrow forehead, which appeared to have transferred to Matilda's face as well as she shocked at me confused. That's weird. Don't worry, you can use my clothes, whatever you like. She walks over to her bed, which was the corner next to me. She opens her wardrobe and it was plenty bursting open. She had all sorts of clothes, from big baggy top to crop top to skirts to denim jeans. She gestured for me to come over. Okay, what would you like to wear? And we finally completed our chapter 4. Yeah, and we will continue our chapter 5 tomorrow. So bye bye guys. If you think my storytelling and my content and my reading style seriously gives you some help, or if you enjoyed that particular, do like it, subscribe my channel so that you can always be on time whenever I start my live. It's purely at 10 p.m., but sometime I go a bit of late, so you always been notified. And also, if you want, you can also follow me on my Instagram, and the name of my Instagram is Mohit Singh underscore 092. So that's all from today guys, from my side. Have a good day, have a good night. Thank you, bye bye, Jai Ram, and thank you for being here. Jai Ho.